Skol, Vikings Nation. What's good, fam? Buckle up, because we've got some massive news shaking up our Minnesota Vikings world today, March 23rd, 2025, and it's all about the quarterback spot. Picture this: Aaron Rodgers, the four-time MVP, the guy who's haunted our dreams for years in Green Bay, was rumored to be in play for our team. But hold the phone. NFL Network's Tom Pelissero just dropped a bombshell that's got us all buzzing. The Vikings are saying no thanks to Rodgers and doubling down on a name that's got our purple hearts pounding: McCarthy. Now, here's the teaser that'll hook you right in. One of Rodgers' dream destinations just got scratched off the list, leaving the future Hall of Famer scrambling. Are the Steelers or Giants about to snag him, or is he just going to tease us all season long? We're diving deep into this Vikings quarterback saga, breaking down why McCarthy's the man, what this means for our squad, and how it's shaking up the NFL. Stick with me, because this is the kind of Vikings news that'll have you yelling, "Skol!" at your screen. So, let's set the stage. The Vikings have been in the quarterback spotlight all offseason, and for good reason. We're a team built to win now, with a roster that's dripping with talent. But with Sam Darnold gone to Seattle and Rodgers floating out there, the question was, who's QB1? Pelissero's report is crystal clear. Minnesota's not chasing Rodgers, and they're rejecting trade calls for McCarthy left and right. This is our story, Vikings fans, and it's time to get hyped about where we're headed. Alright, let's rewind the tape a bit, fam. Last season was a wild ride. McCarthy, our shiny first-round pick from 2024, was supposed to take the reins, but fate had other plans. In his lone preseason game, he tore his meniscus, sidelining him for the whole year and giving Sam Darnold a chance to shine. And shine he did. Darnold had a career year, leading us to some big wins before jetting off to the Seahawks after they shipped Geno Smith to Vegas. But here's where it gets juicy. That injury might have been a blessing in disguise. McCarthy spent 2024 soaking up Kevin O'Connell's playbook like a sponge, getting ready for this moment. Now, at just 22 years old, he's stepping into the spotlight as our QB1. And the Vikings are telling the league, hands off, he's ours. Can you feel the electricity, Vikings Nation? This kid's got the arm, the smarts, and the fire to lead us. What's got me pumped is how this shows the front office's faith in JJ. Think about it. They could have gone after Rodgers, a proven vet with a Super Bowl ring, but they're betting on our young gun instead. That's a bold move, and it's got me wondering, what do you think, fam? Drop a comment below. Are you all in on McCarthy, or were you secretly hoping for Rodgers in purple? Let's get this convo rolling. Now, let's talk about the man himself, McCarthy. This dude's a Michigan legend, leading the Wolverines to a national title, and he's got that gunslinger vibe we've been craving since Favre. Stats don't lie. In his last college season, he threw for 2,991 yards, 22 touchdowns, and just 4 picks. That's the kind of precision we need lighting up US Bank Stadium, right, Vikings fans? Pelissero says McCarthy's knee is good to go, and he's bulked back up to 207 to 209 pounds after losing weight during recovery. That's a Warriors comeback. The Vikings see him as the future, and they're not budging. Not even when other teams come knocking with trade offers. This is our guy, and I'm already picturing him slinging TDs to Justin Jefferson while we chant "Skol" from the stands. But here's the suspense. He's only got one preseason game under his belt. One. Can a second-year kid with 0 regular season snaps handle the pressure of leading a playoff contending team? That's the million-dollar question, and it's why this offseason is going to be must-watch TV. What's your take, fam? Hit me up in the comments. Let's debate this. Meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is out there playing his usual waiting game, and it's driving everyone nuts. At 41, he's still got gas in the tank. Last season with the Jets, he threw for over 3,500 yards despite all the drama. But the Vikings slamming the door shut means he's down to 2 real options: the Pittsburgh Steelers or the New York Giants. Where's he gonna land, Vikings fans? Check this out. Rodgers visited Pittsburgh for a 6-hour sit-down with Mike Tomlin and the crew on Friday, but no deal's done yet. Tom Pelissero says it was just a get-to-know-you vibe, not a contract talk. Meanwhile, the Giants are in the mix too, even after signing Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million deal. Rodgers could stay in New Jersey, but something tells me he's loving this spotlight a little too much. And here's the kicker. Steelers All-Pro Cam Hayward is already over it. On his podcast, he straight up said, "Either you want to be a Steeler or you don't." Oof, that's some shade. Are you Team Rodgers or Team Move On for those other squads? Let me know, because this drama's got me glued to Vikings news updates. So what's the Vikings' next move? They're not done at QB. They're still hunting for a veteran backup to pair with McCarthy. Pelissero hints they might wait until after the draft to snag someone like Ryan Tannehill, who's got 151 career starts under his belt. Imagine that mentorship for JJ. It could be gold, right, Vikings Nation? But let's be real. The focus is on McCarthy. The team's rejecting trade calls left and right, telling the league he's untouchable. That's a statement. Our front office believes this kid can take us to the promised land. After years of Kirk Cousins and stopgaps, we've got a fresh face to rally behind, and I'm all here for it. Here's where the suspense builds. Who's that backup gonna be? A savvy vet to guide JJ, or a sleeper pick we're not even thinking about? Drop your predictions below. I want to hear your wildest guesses. Fam, this Vikings quarterback room is shaping up to be a storyline we can't miss. Let's zoom out for a sec. Why'd the Vikings say no to Rodgers? It's not just about age or money. It's about vision. Rodgers might give us one killer year, maybe a Super Bowl run, but at 41, he's a short-term fix. McCarthy's our long-term hope, drafted 10th overall in 2024 for a reason, and the team's banking on his rookie deal to keep our cap space fat for stars like Jefferson and Darisaw. Think about this. Rodgers wanted Minnesota. Rumors say he was intrigued by playing here, per The Athletic, but our brass said, "Nah, we're good." That's gutsy, and it's got me fired up. We're not chasing yesterday's glory. We're building tomorrow's dynasty, Vikings fans. Doesn't that get your blood pumping? So what's the vibe check? Are you hyped for a McCarthy-led future, or do you think we missed a shot with Rodgers? Hit the comments. I'm dying to see where you stand on this. Vikings news is popping off, and we're right in the thick of it. Okay, let's shift gears to the Steelers real quick. They're in QB limbo, waiting on Rodgers like it's a soap opera. They've got Mason Rudolph back on a 2-year deal. He went 8-4-1 as a starter before, but he's no Rodgers. Pittsburgh's got a playoff-ready roster, and Tomlin's itching to win now, not later. Rodgers' visit on Friday had fans buzzing, but Pelissero and ESPN's Adam Schefter say no deal's close. It's all talk, no ink. And get this, Russell Wilson, who started 11 games for them last year, is still floating out there too, waiting for Rodgers to pick a lane. This is a high-stakes chess match, and we're watching from the sidelines, Vikings Nation. Here's the twist. If Rodgers picks Pittsburgh, does that change how we see our division? A reloaded Steelers squad could shake up the AFC, leaving us to battle the NFC North with JJ. What's your gut say, Rodgers a Steeler or nah? Let's hear it, fam. Now, the Giants, they're a wild card in this Rodgers sweepstakes. They just signed Jameis Winston, but Tom Pelissero says that doesn't rule out Rodgers. Imagine this, Rodgers and Winston in the same QB room, with Rodgers not even needing to move from Jersey after 2 years with the Jets. That's some next-level drama, right? New York's desperate for a QB fix. Daniel Jones is out, and they're still sniffing around. Rodgers could step in and sling it to their new weapons, but the O-line's a mess. Would he even want that gig? I'm cackling thinking about him dodging sacks while we've got McCarthy cozy in Minnesota. So what's the play here, Vikings fans? Are the Giants a real threat to land Rodgers? Or is this just noise? Drop your thoughts. I want to see if you're as skeptical as me. This Vikings news roller coaster's got twists galore. Back to our Vikings. McCarthy's the star of this show, and I'm losing my mind over it. Picture this. Second-year JJ, fresh off a year of learning, stepping onto the field with Jefferson, Hawkinson, and a nasty D-line behind him. That's a recipe for greatness, and I'm salivating just thinking about it. The stats back it up too. Our offense was top 10 in yards last year with Darnold, and McCarthy's got a higher ceiling. The kid's got poise. Remember his clutch throws in college? And now he's got a full offseason to lock in. Vikings Nation, are we looking at a breakout star here? But here's the edge-of-your-seat moment. Can he handle the NFC North? Green Bay's still got love, Detroit's roaring, and Chicago's lurking. What do you think? Does JJ have what it takes to own this division? Hit me up. I'm all ears for your hot takes. Let's talk stakes, fam. The Vikings passing on Rodgers isn't just news. It's a declaration. We're not a rental team. We're a build-from-the-ground-up squad. McCarthy's our cornerstone, and with a 2024 rookie season lost to injury, 2025 is his proving ground. This is make or break Vikings fans. Think about the ripple effect. Rodgers goes elsewhere, and we're the ones laughing with a young QB locked in. Pittsburgh and New York might get a year or two of Aaron, but we're playing the long game. That's the Vikings way, and I'm proud as hell of this direction. So where's your head at? Are we geniuses for sticking with JJ? Or should we have rolled the dice on Rodgers? Drop a comment. I want to feel the pulse of Vikings Nation on this one. The suspense is killing me. Alright, let's get speculative for a hot section. What if Rodgers drags this out past the draft? The Steelers and Giants can't wait forever. Pittsburgh's got Rudolph, and New York's got Winston, but both want a big fish. If Rodgers stalls, could Russell Wilson swoop in and steal a spot? Wilson's no slouch. Over 3,000 yards last year with the Steelers, and he's hungry for a fresh start. If Rodgers plays coy too long, we might see a curveball that flips this whole script. Vikings fans, how would you feel watching that unfold while we chill with McCarthy? Here's the hook. Who blinks first? Rodgers, the teams, or us fans? Tell me your wildest prediction in the comments. I'm living for this chaos. Vikings news is a circus right now, and I'm front row. Let's circle back to our purple pride. The Vikings rejecting Rodgers isn't just about JJ, it's about trust. Kevin O'Connell's got a system, and McCarthy's been marinating in it for a year. That's a luxury Rodgers wouldn't have. He'd need to adapt fast, and at 41, that's a gamble. Our roster's stacked. Jefferson's a top 3 receiver. Hawkinson's a beast when healthy, and our D-line's ferocious. McCarthy steps into a plug-and-play spot, while Rodgers would have been a square peg in a round hole. Am I right, Vikings Nation, or am I crazy? What's the verdict? Fam, are we dodging a bullet or missing a golden ticket? Hit me with your takes. I want to see the passion in those comments. This is our team, and we're shaping the narrative. Time to talk legacy. Rodgers chasing another ring is cool, but the Vikings picking McCarthy is about our story. Imagine JJ hoisting a Lombardi in the next 5 years, our homegrown hero, not a borrowed vet. That's the dream fueling me right now, Vikings fans. Stats say we're on track. Our offense averaged 27 points a game last year, and McCarthy's got the tools to keep that rolling. Rodgers might get Pittsburgh or New York a wild card, but JJ's our shot at a dynasty. Can you see it, fam? I'm getting chills. So what's your vision? McCarthy a legend by 2030, or Rodgers stealing headlines elsewhere? Drop it below. I'm all about dreaming big with you guys. Vikings news is our fuel, and we're running hot. Let's wrap this up with some fire, Vikings Nation. The Rodgers saga's a sideshow. Our main event is JJ McCarthy taking the helm. Pittsburgh and New York can sweat it out, but we've got our guy, and 2025's gonna be our year. Who's with me on this hype train? The suspense isn't over. Will Rodgers pick a team, or will he pull a Favre and tease retirement again? Either way, we're locked in with a QB who's got the future in his hands. Vikings fans, are you ready to roar for JJ every Sunday? I sure as hell am. Here's the deal. Hit that like button if you're all in on McCarthy, smash that subscribe for more Vikings news, and share this with your crew. Drop your thoughts below. Let's keep this fire alive. Skol, fam. See you next time. One last thing, fam. Let's keep the faith. The Vikings saying no to Rodgers is a power move, and McCarthy's our spark. We've got a roster built for glory, and this offseason's just the start. Who's ready to see JJ light up the league? Picture this. Opening day 2025. McCarthy drops a dime to Jefferson for a 50-yard TD, and US Bank erupts. That's the vibe I'm chasing, and it's coming, Vikings Nation. What's your bold prediction for JJ's first start? Lay it on me. I'm hyped to hear it. Alright, that's a wrap. Like, comment, subscribe, and spread the word. This is our journey, and we're just getting started. Skol Vikings. Let's make some noise.